Hey everybody, so this is part 12 of the tutorial. I decided to do it live today because I just got some new a wireless card, so now hopefully the connection is not going to drop. But in the last tutorial, I showed you how to add some doors and windows and how to tweak the settings so it kind of looks more like the existing house. So I think I'd just like to add some more windows here at the back. If we look at the Google Map, um, and because it's a famous house, so we actually have little paths where you can actually drop the little guy here, so you can actually see a bit better. Okay, you can walk inside. It's just like the virtual tool that they have on their website, but I just feel like this one is a bit easier to use and you can actually walk inside. Let's see. Yep, so those are the windows that we made earlier before, and this is on the bottom. That was the door here. So yeah, we're just gonna add some more doors and windows so that they can show on our elevation. So I'm just gonna go back at the front. I'm gonna add this. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's turning. So let's go into ARCHICAD. Make sure that you edit the hotlink. So we're gonna add windows here. Let's go up a level. So we're gonna have here, and I think the Windows is wrapping right here. Keep the Windows tools. For this, I'm just gonna use the CAD image, and I'm gonna drag one. And drag it to here. I want it to be divided into 6. So I'm just selecting that panel here. It's blue, so it's selected. Plus, it says adding panels. If it stops, you just have to add some more. This is 4, 5, and 6. Looks okay. And now I'm just going to go into the 3D view and I'm just going to stretch it so it's go all the way to the top. And let's go see our reference photos. To here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually 5, and then this is going to be some other windows. Just going to go back, select the windows, Control T to go into the setting, and you can just select one of the panels and press minus, and it will remove it. And they will still keep the same dimensions. So now I'm just going to go back here, take this one, and try to see if the window can be added. Let me see. I think if you use the standard window, you should have one that can follow an arc. I actually haven't tried that before, so let's see. So yeah, actually it doesn't follow. Maybe there's a setting inside, or go to special windows. Okay, windows. Cool. So that's what we need. And let's see. Maybe it doesn't go past. Oh, it does. Okay. Okay, maybe it doesn't go all the way to 180. Maybe because I'm sure now it should be fine. It isn't. So what we're gonna do is maybe stop a little bit before 179. Okay, still too much. Let's see how far can it go. What's 78? Well, should be good enough. And now I'm just going to stretch it all the way to the top. And let's say we're going to divide it into 3. Can we divide that? Slash tab grid vertically. Press OK. And now we have it. Let's go back to the image. So it's kind of opaque. What you can do now is actually change the material color, so the two type of window match. So now I'm just going to go back here and change the modal attribute here, and it's kind of actually I'm just going to change those ones, the wood one into metal stainless, and on the CAD image one the settings are a bit different, so it's under frame and it's metal stainless. Make sure this is stacked, so it's going to change everything. And as you can see, the interior frame is not changed, and actually this one doesn't have an interior, so it's exterior trim. Okay, maybe there was interior trim as well. Interior trim. Okay. Okay, good. Maybe you're gonna try to change the glass so it's more opaque. Maybe lamp. Ooh. I think I'm just gonna create a new one. If we go to option, surface, and I'm just gonna create it's glass lamp. I'm gonna create a new one, glass semi-transparent, and it's going to be a duplicate of this. Press OK, but I want to change the surface color to something white, and the emission color, it's going to be more white as well. Let's try and press OK, and I'm just going to go back in the settings and change that. We should have a new one, semi-transparent, and yep, that's kind of more like it. Maybe a bit more opaque, so you can just go back into the surface settings and semi-transparent. I think it's in this one, maybe 25. Let's see. Yeah. As you can see here, because in the settings, we did inform transparent. For some reason, it doesn't show here. Attributes, and change the glass to semi-transparent. For some reason it doesn't really show here. Maybe it was too much actually. Just have to go back and change that back. Okay, cool. So we've done that. There's a little door here. Just gonna quickly add that. So quickly on the upper level, and I'm gonna select the door from below, like one of this. Go up. Okay. I'm not in the hot link one, so I have to go back to here. I have to be careful, don't just try to edit the house in the master file. This is here. Just gonna check another door. It's a bit smaller. Just plain. So I'm just gonna go back here and pick a normal door. Change the leaf to a solid. The height, maybe increase it to I think 2.1 should be fine. And if you want to have something similar to that color, you can just uniform and change it. I think it was a I think it was a bit darker than this, so something like this. But we can still change it after if you wanted to. Okay. Now I think I'm just gonna try to add that little detail on the edge. So for that I'm just gonna take that slab, so this one's actually going further. So I'm just gonna copy the slab. So just Control D to move stuff around and press Control again just to get that little plus. So you can make a copy. We're gonna reduce the size to, let's say, 50 and drop it down to position, and we're gonna offset it a little bit, offset all edges by 50, and we can change that color of slabs to, we don't really care about the top, but that's the side that we want to change, and maybe the bottom part we're gonna put it as a titanium white. And let's check again the image. It looks a bit thicker than this, so let's say 75 and make sure that it's on top, and this is going to be about maybe that color again, similar to what we had. We can change that after, and here this is a bit different. So it's actually going up, and so it's this part here that's a bit higher, so we're going to change that as well. And let's go. So it's here, So as you can see, we have that. So I'm guessing this should normally go over here, and that, and maybe change something to here. And we can make another. It's either you can make a walls or just a slab just to get that extrusion up. So I'm gonna go on the roof, and I'm just gonna use a slab. And don't need this. I mean, this I can just add a node here. And so it's this one that we just created. Actually, it needs to be aligned here. Oops. Make sure it's just one of the edges. Offset the edge. And offset here as well. And we can maybe flip it so that when you put the height here, it's gonna go toward up. So let's say 500. Let's check our image. It's a bit more than 500. So if you look, it's about let's say 1 meter. And we're going to change that color to white. And I'm just going to move this one so it touched here. Going to make another copy here and get the properties of this. So I'm just going to press Alt, go over that slab, Control Alt to inject it, and because there he also takes the properties of the elevation height, so just have to put it back into position. I did that because I wanted to have the thickness and the color, and now I just need to offset it by 50. Let's go back to our image, and now we need to add that window here. So it's about same size as this, so it's about 400. Come back here. So on the first floor, we can take this one, just removing the reference, and just going to take that window, select it, press Alt to get the properties. Now, it's not the correct size yet, but it's just to get a window into place. Just changing the length, and I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I can just go back here, Control T to get into the settings, glazing. Just select one of the panel and press minus. Now I got 4, and I'm going to 3D, and I'll just resize that to 400, and I'm just gonna drag it here so I can go to the top. And actually the window should be stopping here, so I can just stretch it. Okay. Seems like there's a window on top of here as well. Can't really see. Wait, let's just go in here. Oops. Yeah, I'm sure there's a window there. Anyway, I'm gonna place this window here. Oops. and I think this one looks like this one. You can also place windows in the 3D view like I just did. And this one's actually divided into 4. Go here and shape sash option main sash. It's gonna be 4 vertical. Okay, that was the other way. Is there any other window around here? So we get the main. Oops, let's go down. Take me down. So there's windows here. 1, 2, 3, and the door. Oops, that's the master plan. So I'm just gonna take those ones and gonna go into the floor plans. It's on the ground floor, and for some reason it's not shown here. Oh, it actually didn't create one. Doesn't matter. We're just gonna take this one, and we're just gonna drag it to the side of that door and all the way to here. Cool. Let's check the corner how it finished. Similar to the other side, so we can change the corner so it's mitered at 45 degrees. Just checking. I think here there should be a certain width. Oops, I'm just going to measure. And going to the settings, I think it's frame joint. Let's see if it's that's not this one. Should be this one. Corner. That's okay. And just gonna bring that here. And I think this one needs to be set a bit bigger. I think there's like a what's the width of that wall? 500. So I'm just gonna increase that panel size here to 1500, so that they kind of in line, which they're not. So maybe it was only 300. Yep. And this one needs to be set as a 45 degrees as well. Custom corners. And just stretch it. But as you can see, because there are two type of windows different, I need to push that back in. And I think we did it in the other windows. I think there was this one, minus 150. Is it a bit more than that? Minus 300. And So maybe it was still 1000 actually. Yep, let's go 3D view. Looks alright. And here the door should be glass, something like this. So it's similar to the other door and that side here. So I'm just going to copy that, paste it here, and for some reason I didn't add this one. Right. Here, oops, because they're two different walls, that's why it wasn't appearing. And I have to remove that angle, make it a frame, move it, and stretch it back. I can delete this. And as you can see, I need to shift that here and maybe stretch that, and we'll have to reduce the staircase. Just gonna edit this one. It's gonna have 19 steps. It's okay. Okay, and maybe we're just gonna stretch that. Cool. And so actually this is lifted a little bit. Oh, the wall are more inset. So maybe I'll just push that wall 50 in. Or maybe I'm just gonna increase this one 50, so you get a little edge. But then again, that edge is not as thick. Let's go back here, and what I'll do instead is first turn that into white. And this is gonna be a bit different. Just want to create that edge. So instead of making a slab, if you can use a beam just to use for the modeling, and maybe not. I still prefer to use a slab tool. This, and I'm gonna offset the edges 50, maybe 75. So add 15, and what I'm gonna do now is to do a solid element operation. So I'm gonna have this new slab as the target. So it's gonna be target and the existing slab here, and this one is gonna be the operator, and I'm gonna do a subtraction execute. Might not work as intended. Let's see. Nah, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. Because I wanted to subtract. Oh well. What you do then is select this and just remove it. So I'm just using this one, subtract from polygon, and I'm just gonna remove that. So now I've just left the slab on the edges, and this one can be increased to maybe 100 and change the color to white. So now you get the little edge, and make sure that it's actually on the other way. Oops, nothing is so right like this. I just need to drop it down so it's flush. And maybe this one's gonna be dropped as well. If you don't have the proper hotspot here at the beginning, you can just use a point that's like in line, like I said here. Oops. Control T. Press this one as your reference point. And click here. Hundreds. And this one, I'm just gonna shift it. Oh, I'm just gonna make it 100. And let's go back to it again. Okay, now we have a window there, and it's the same window as this, so I can just press Alt to absorb the properties and just go on the wall where it should be. It didn't create. It's still on the top here, so what we can do, it's still to we're gonna relink, because right now it's set to the same story of the window that we've chosen, which is on story 3. We wanted to drop it to basement, so you just select the windows and we're gonna relink the story to basement. Press OK, and it hasn't shifted. It's still on story 1, so we have to drop that to, let's say, 2.3. Oops. So 2 meters. So it's here. Need to shift it a bit more so that the okay, and not sure if it's in the right position. Let's try to go over there. So it's about here. So maybe we're gonna go to the basement. I'm gonna have the ground floor as a reference, and I'm just gonna move it. Maybe when it's in line with the post here, and it's about right. Okay. Let's go back to go over here. Here, get a door, double door. So we're gonna add that, and just gonna use the same setting as that door. So I know the color is already there. Go back to the basement. Turn off the tracing. Control T to go inside the settings, and that type of door. And model, and it's going to be that blue here, and make sure it's uniform. Press OK. Like that. And what's the lens? Okay, make it a bit bigger, maybe 2000. It's going to be 3D view. it's the height of the 2.1, and here it's gonna between here. So I'm just gonna shift it a little bit. 742, and I'm gonna use the ground floor as a reference. And now I know that it's in between here. Let's say 300. Okay, about right. I'll change that slab color to white. Let's go back here, and now we get a edge on the balcony. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to the first floor, and I'm going to use the slab tool again. I'm going to offset it to 75, and I'm going to delete the inside, and then I can just move the edges into position. Maybe it's stopping here too. Let's go into 3D. So around here, and move that. Okay. So that's like the modeling technique, the really quick and easy way. But I'm just gonna quickly show you how I would have done it a bit cleaner. So if you take a section tool, I'm gonna put an ARCHICAD layer, and you go inside. Oops. So that's the profile of the wall that we're doing. So one little technique is to just take the fill tool, copy the profile of the wall with that little edge, put it to the side. Just gonna make a Control X to copy and to cut it. And one thing you can do is to go to Option, Complex Profile Manager, and this one allows you to create custom walls, beams, and columns. I think that's what I showed you in one of the previous video on how to make the cross column. So it's the same thing. Gonna make a new one. Solid balustrade, and I'm just gonna copy the profile of the wall. Put it online. It's gonna be, let's say, generic structural, and I'm gonna put it here, maybe here, and I want it to be a wall, so I'm gonna store that profile, and that's it. Now we're gonna go back to our floor plan. Gonna delete this, and let's go into 3D view. So that's the slab that we created to create that little detail on the edge. I'm just going to delete that, select that wall, go into the setting, Control T, and I'm going to choose here complex profile, and I'm going to select the solid balustrade and press OK. And as you can see, we have our wall with that little detail. It did change the the color to concrete because that's the material that we use in our complex profile. But that's not really an issue. You can just override the colors, press OK, and it's all white. And yeah, so that's what you could do on walls. Okay, looking good. Don't forget to save all the time. Control S. And what can we add now? Oh, here there's a window instead of a wall. I'm just gonna go back here, and so I'm just gonna add a wall, put a window. So it's in here. I'm just gonna stretch that back to here. Get this wall there, make a copy. I do that so because I know that that wall is already in the correct story, and I'm just gonna stretch it and change the size to 2.8, and it's a bit thinner, so let's say 100. And maybe I'm just gonna it's kind of in line with this and this. Let's go on the outside. Can I go on the outside? Yep, so it's recessed as well. So I'm just gonna change the center and just align it to here. Maybe change to 150, and I'm gonna add a window to that. The window is a bit too big. Or maybe it's just that. Just gonna move that here. Yeah, tweak. And I'm gonna take that window in this window here. Oops. And this one is a rebate, so and here's the top window. I don't want this. No reveal. And I'm gonna stretch it into position. That's good. And it kind of has that same opaque as the other one here. So I'm just gonna change the glass material. To semi-transparent. Cool. Okay. Maybe I'm just gonna tweak this because the balustrade is not the same. It's like just simple one, like there's 1, 2, and there's no railing in between. So let's do that. And this is actually the line of that. So let's just say 159. Let's just do 160. 60. And select those two, go into settings, and see if there's a balustrade that kind of looks more like what we have there. So it was more real twisted, it's more like this, and we didn't have that many bars, so we have like 2, 1, and diameter, I think that was O, like circle, or no, they're rectangular. So rectangular here, and that bar there needs to be about the same, 40, and needs to be lifted. So it's about 1 meter in height, 500, no. And this one's 500. And thickness number post, position between post, 10 meter 40. Press OK. That's what it looks like. It's gonna be better, but we don't need the extension. Let's go right down. This one. I'm gonna put that to 0 and put all post. Okay, that's 40. Make this 80. I don't know what this one is round. I'm just going to go to that, and this is going to be 100, no more than 100, and I'm just going to stretch it to here, turn it so it's 45 degrees. I'm going to absorb the properties of this, inject into here, make sure it's 0, and I'm going to mirror it so I don't have to redo that miter. Okay, 3D, and let's check how many bars. 1, 2, 3. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And 3. Oops, that's not this one. It's here. 5. Yep. Okay, well, this is looking more like the existing layout. I think that's it for today. In the next video, I think I'm gonna work a bit more on here and finishing up the balustrades or stuff here, and then maybe we can add some more surfaces. Yeah, I mean, we're getting there. I'm just gonna save everything. So save, and gonna go back to our main file, Control S, and then it'll ask if I want to update the file, and go back to. See, now everything's updated. Control L, select all, press OK. So now that's our model. We get the windows here, here, and yeah. What I'm gonna do is just maybe a quick render 3D visualization. Going to the setting, just gonna put everything in low. I'm gonna use white model because, well, don't really have any proper texture at the moment. And let's see how it looks like. Cool. You can see the edges detail that we added. It's good case kind of break the overall facade. Um, it's good. Of course, we need to tweak a little bit here, or maybe if we just want to do some presentation, we can just tweak that in Photoshop after. Uh, but yeah, thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.